Hi there, Joka here, and in this video I'm going to be focusing on two new collections from Spellbinders. One is called Hexi Gems and the other one is Glimmer Cardfront Sentiments. This first one is the Hexi Gems collection. You can see there is a Glimmer Sentiments and then some Glimmer Floral, and then these hexagons, and this is the size, this is the largest size on a 5x7 inch card front, and I chose these colors to go with on today's cards. And I just wanted to say something else, but oh yeah, there's more products in that collection, but I only had those three. And moving on to the next, the Glimmer Cardfront Sentiments. This bundle that I just showed here, the floral outline and the stencil, is actually sold out by now because I was too late with the video. But as soon as it's back, you will be informed. Then there are a bunch of cool sentiments that are large, so you can do quite a lot of things with them. They are really nice sentiments, but unfortunately I only had time to use one of them. But yeah, I mean, these are things that you always get back to, right? I mean, maybe I did not use them now, but I will use them later in the future. So I am going to use the stencil. I'm not lining up things, and actually you don't need to really bother here because it's super easy to line up every one of these. So it's 4. Basically you can use more colors than 4, but it's the easiest with 4, as in maximum 4. Obviously you can use less, because then you don't have to mix anything there. And as you can see, I forgot to tape off every single hole before, and now I'm being very careful. And then something happened that I've never in my life did before. I did not put the right lid on that blue ink, so instead of the lightest ink, I actually accidentally put down the darkest. So now I do have more than 4 colors. You will see that. But I liked actually how that turned out. But I had to clean my light blue, what is it called, brush. So that was not fun. So I'm setting that aside. I actually did 2 of those panels. I'm setting those aside because they have to dry. And now I'm working on something else. I die cut a lot of these. I think these were the smallest hexagons, and I want to cover. I don't remember if this was the largest. Actually, I think it was the largest shape. I wanted to cover that with the smallest ones, but then even though you can see, normally I eyeball everything, but this time I thought, okay, let's use a ruler. I managed to mess up something and it doesn't line up. So what I'm gonna do now to fix that, I'm going to add more of the little shapes to the edge, so I can then die cut it again the right way. So I'm adding some of these scrap papers. I have these from when I create my card bases, the 5x7 inch card bases. I always have these small or let's say narrow strips of paper that I use for smaller shapes and things like this. So now, as you can see, I'm covering a larger piece, and then I'm going to die cut a hexagon from it. As you can see, I probably could have stopped earlier. I'm wasting some shape here, but it's okay. I wasn't paying attention. Sometimes, not sometimes, actually, I always watch something while I'm crafting, and sometimes one distracts me from the other. And then I also used just the second two, so not the largest shape, but the one before, and then I actually had some more to create a frame which I just did so that I didn't waste as much paper. But you will see I will use that. So I'm trying to cut this down. I think actually A2 size, what I did. And you will see that I have some, well, like a peach dot there, where I did not cover the stencil completely, but I will cover that. It's okay. Now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with that and the other one, because there I told you I had a second one as well. So one of them I die cut, and one of them I leave as a panel. And first of all, I am now what is it called? Not test cutting, but you know, I'm just creating a test with this first sentiment. What is, you know, with the same paper, so that I know how much or how many shims I need. So I just wanted to test if it foils right. It foiled perfectly. So now I'm going with the stenciled image, you know, that I spent my time on. I don't want to mess that up. But of course, you know how these things work. That will not be perfect. Now I'm preparing for the second test, where I need like a 2-layer piece for the thickness. Now this one, from this angle, it's not too bad, but the middle, it's not nice. I don't know. Yeah, now maybe you can see it. It's a mess, and I couldn't even clean it up. Some the spots were under foiled, some were over foiled. And now this is the test piece for the hexagon that I added the little hexagons to, you know, so that is 2 layers of cardstock, which is what I'm doing here. And it turns out really nice. It's a bit overfoiled, but this one I actually can clean up with my trusty, I don't know what this is called. It's like something like an eraser, and at some point I realized that this removes overfoiling quite well. So that I'm going to do on this panel as well. And I wasn't feeling too bad about it. I was pretty sure it's not gonna be perfect, you know, but I was hoping it will not be too bad. Let's see what happens there. I used the same gold foil on everything. I think I have more than 10 different gold foils, because they are my favorite. I rarely ever use anything else. And yeah, there was a bit of overfoiling, and then there is a bit of underfoiling. I will never understand, you know, why this happens, but it's okay. I don't use my Glimmer machine very often, so I'm okay with it, you know. I'm sure if I used it a lot, I would get better at it, but I mostly just use it for sentiments like this, which are my favorite. So I actually did a few different colors because I didn't know which one I want to use. And this one is perfect. Look, it comes with a matching die, so it's wonderful, because I'm really, really bad at cutting straight sentiments. So I pulled out this die set from a couple of years ago, just to add some texture to the edges, and I really like what that looks like. It's a bit, you know, nicer. And what I am going to do, first of all, I'm creating some layers and some dimension. I added an extra layer of cardstock behind the blue one, and also behind my panel, and also I'm adding some really thin foam tape. And this might look crazy, or you might think I'm crazy, which you would be probably right, but I did fussy cut out, you know, remember I did a test foiling, which was perfect. So I've decided to fussy cut that out and, glue it over the not so perfect one. And also I realized, I don't know, I mean, the other look would have been more like a store-bought card, I think. But here you see the white edges, it's actually more, you can read it better, I think. And then I added a sub-sentiment as well. Now moving on to the next card. I wanted to, in the end, why I actually used not the largest shape for this is because I wanted to add a different color hexagon behind this one, just to give it a frame, so to say. And then I will, again, I don't want to leave this card white. I don't know, I realized I use so much white lately. I don't know what is wrong with me. Also, I noticed with my own samples from my own company, so much white. I don't know, I think it's because I don't have as much time. I don't even use pattern paper anymore because that is really time consuming. I'm a bit disappointed at myself, but it is what it is. So I'm adding, I think this one is the new peach, what is it called? Peach something, peach sherbet, something like that color, I think. And in fact, this one as well is a new color. I'm trying to remember, rose, velvet rose, maybe. And the blues, I think the light blue actually that I showed in the beginning, it was not legible. It's Glacier. My packaging was sadly a bit torn, so I had to washi tape that together. Now, as for my other flower bouquet, I am adding another layer to it because I want to use some foam tape, so it has actually some stability. And here I'm going to keep the white background as far as I remember, and then I use this frame, which off camera I added some layers too, so I think two layers of cardstock, which I just cut with the same two dies. And again, layers and layers. I actually have to buy more foam tape, I think, because I'm running out. And just so that it's a bit more special, I pulled out some embossing folders from Spellbinders. Both of them will be 3D embossing folders. The second one that I will be using doesn't have a code on it, so I will have to find that for you, and I will link it in the description box, but I'm pretty sure it was from the first 3D embossing folder release. There were quite a few of them, and I don't know if I think I used it maybe once, but it's so beautiful, and I thought this could fit. Oh yes, because I will create a card with that test foiled panel that I didn't want to throw away because it actually turned out almost perfect. So I thought I will create a card that I did not plan to. So it's gonna be really, really simple. But because it will be simple, I thought I would add some texture in the background. And to help the, kind of not flatten them out, but so that they are not as warped, I'm adding a layer of, first of all, double-sided glue. That already helps because it's really thick, and also this heavyweight cardstock in the back. And then I'm adding this panel to my card base. If you want to be really elegant, then do the card base from the same color cardstock. I only didn't because I'm too stingy. I don't want to waste my limited supply of color cardstock on card bases. It would look really pretty though, and it would also look really pretty that you write your message with white gel pen. At least I really love that look. So then I had a frame in this color, which then I thought I would use. So I'm just backing that with a cardstock. So, you know, I can use that as the first layer on the background. It will show. I should have used the velvet rose color. It would have been nicer. I don't know why I didn't think of it. I think I just thought that would be a waste of color cardstock. So I will place this down on foam tape, and then the next layer also on foam tape, and the third layer as well. So it's basically just a layered card, and as you can see, I have some stain on the top, which I'm now going to cover with enamel dots. They are not quite the right color, but this was the closest I could get. Maybe I could have found something else, but I have so many, it would have taken too long. It doesn't look so off like here in this light, I will be honest. Okay, so that one is done, and then I'm moving back to the other card where I wanted to use the 3D panel, and I'm doing exactly the same thing again. I love this double-sided glue, or adhesive, but I hardly ever remember to use it. It's actually right behind me, so I don't know why I never remember it. I normally just remember it when I need these panels, because it's really strong and really thick, so it helps with the warping. Then I'm doing exactly the same thing as before. I'm going to now glue this on the card base, and then I'm going to layer the other things on top of it that I already prepared, the hexagon with the colorful frame. Again, I'm using foam tape, and then for the flower as well, I will add some. This one is the thicker, well, it's not as wide, but it's a thicker foam tape than the other one. And then with this die, with the floral die and stencil bundle, comes a sentiment. This one here, the hello, and it also has the shadow die. Normally I don't use shadow dies, but this one I felt like I needed it for that hello to stand out better. So I actually have 2 layers of the hello, because first I wanted to use the velvet rose color, but then I realized that I should use gold, as there's gold on every card, and there wasn't any here. And then just to add something more, I am adding a few of these enamel dots. And yeah, that's about it. And then I think I have one last card, which was actually my very first idea. I am layering some of these shapes on top of each other in every color that I showed you earlier, and every one of these shapes has a backing white cardstock. So imagine these are all 2 layers. So I'm not using foam tape because it would be 2-dimensional, but I did add some cardstock, so it is a bit dimensional. And then I foiled the larger piece at the top, and I'm adding a foiled sentiment, and then I'm finishing off the card with a few enamel dots. And the one thing that I wanted to say, there would have been a 3rd video as well with the new Simon Hurley collection, but I will put that off because the whole collection is sold out, and I don't think I want to upset anybody with, you know, promoting products that are not available. So I will come back to that when the collection is back in stock. So watch out for that. It's gonna come, I think, probably not before June, but I will write a message here on the community wall or something like that. So here are the finished cards. I hope I could give you some ideas with these collections. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for being patient with me, and thank you again for being here. And I really appreciate all your comments. I should be back soon with quite a lot of videos with my own new release. I think probably about 12 videos, and they will probably be posted at the same time. They are shorter normally, but anyway, there will be some videos coming up. So again, thank you very much, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.